Hi, this is Zach Meir with the US stock highlights here on Share Talk for Thursday, the 11th of March. Starting off with the Tosser Therapeutics, and quite a lot of action here, at least in terms of all the lines I've drawn. A sort of bicycle spoke wheel of activity there. But we've had, I suppose, a bear trap rebound from below the 50 and 200-day moving averages this week, which is impressive. And at least while we're above the 200-day line at $2.48, looking for one of the top spoke there at towards $4.20. That would be over the next week or so. And in terms of the bigger picture target, maybe by the end of the next month, up to the October 2019 resistance line projection as high as $7 plus by the end of next month. So we're quite optimistic about the turnaround here, especially after the bear trap gap reversal that we had at the end of last year, and the double bear trap below the near-term moving averages as well. So stock seemingly quite keen to get rid of people in terms of holding on to their long positions. Next situation is one which is, we've looked at the stock before, but it's back, Eng Global. Quite a few stocks had a sort of January, February rally and then fell towards the end of last month and then have revived, which is quite nice. End of day close back above the 50-day moving average at $6.01. 1 cent rather, would be enough, hopefully, to get the shares back on track for a broadening triangle target there up towards $14 over the next couple of months, maybe by the end of May. And the upside valid, at least while we're above the $4.40 area, but like to see an end of day close through $6 this evening. Going on to a stock which has been covered here before and is making a welcome comeback with quite a flourish, in fact, Finv Lizi. Wonderful gap through the resistance, that resistance there from last month, around the, the $8.16 level. And while we're above that, which seems highly likely, looking forward to a top of 2020 price channel, August 2020 price channel, as high as $14. And we'll see if we can tighten up that stop loss to less than 20% over the next few days. Stock which is memorable for the ticker code, if not the name of the company itself. Here we've got Lizi coming up here, and another stock which has the pattern of the January-February rally and then falling sharply away during the end of last month and then bouncing after a bear trap below the 50-day moving average, currently at $7.34. Here, while we're above, at least while we're above that last support there at $8 at the end of February, looking for a retest of last month's resistance through $16. Best case scenario target maybe by the end of next month, or probably the end of May, up to $24 for this situation. And the stop loss tightest at the moment is around the $8 level, $8.15, the low of the day. So that sort of ties in. Next up, a stock which I've enjoyed at least the name of, sounds pretty cool in terms of being a new technology play, Nano Dimension. Here we've broken again the downtrend, or the late February breakdown that this stock has. Bounced off a line of support there from September last year. That's running through $8, and while we're above that, looking for a retest of the resistance of last month through $17 as soon as the end of next month. If you want to try and tighten the stop loss, obviously an end of day close back below today's intraday floor at $8.82 would be the place to do it. Ocgn has stuck in my mind quite a lot over the recent past, not surprisingly perhaps because of the price action that we've had. We had a massive gap, well, we've had two gaps to the upside in the recent past, one in December, one last month. A bit of jiggery-pokery, but it looks like the shares are bouncing off that rather obscure line, well, it's the top of the channel actually from July, then becoming a new support. That's around $17.75, and above that we're looking for a retest of last month's resistance through towards $18 plus. If you are cautious, you just wait for an end of day close back above the $9.30 zone, which looks like we'll get that for the end of today's session, certainly for the end of the week as well. Not too many situations to look out today, so we're sort of scraping around for some of the older ones that we had before. Here we've got Palantir, which is basically bear trap from below that initial January support there. That was around the $22.50 level. And while we're above that, we should be back on track for a move to the upside, perhaps to fill the gap there towards $32 or $31. We've had that's a decent bear trap, and also a failed head and shoulders as well, which is a double signal in that way. And the only thing, I suppose, if you're cautious, you wait for an end of day close through the 50-day moving average at $28.18, but looks as though with that brief bear trap below $22.50, we are on our way at Palantir. Onto a stock which I think is completely new to this particular sweep, which is quite an achievement given how many stocks we look at. Here we've got RYB or Ryb Education, breaking the old February resistance there at $4.07, and while we're above that, looking towards $8 by the end of next month, which is a resistance line projection from the end of June last year. 3 stocks to go now. First one, again, I think is a new stock for our delectation. Comes in the form of Takung Art. Here you can see that we had a bounce off the 50-day moving average at $2, call it $2.33 at the beginning of the month, and spiked up quite quickly since then. That peak, we had previous peak there at $3.46, and while there's no end of day close back below that, looking for $7 at the top of the rising 2020 price channel. That could be seen as soon as the end of next month. An old favourite in relative terms is next. Comes in the form of Timber Pharmaceuticals. Here we've got, for a memory, a rising trend channel, which has been in place since the end of June. Top of the channel there at $4. And that's our destination while we hold above the initial March resistance at $2.41. Any dips towards that $2.41 area regarded as a buying opportunity. If you're looking for a bigger picture target, you could easily extend the upside there to the last peak there at the end of May, and that would give you a $5.50 zone target by the end of next month or going into April. But looking pretty strong there, moving as I speak, that particular situation. So it'd be nice to get an end of day close through $3.15, which was last month's intraday high. Finishing off with a slightly less dramatic situation, but one worthy of our viewing nevertheless. Here we've got Vir Biotechnology. Here we've gapped, well, we've had an island reversal, gapping down through the 50-day moving average and gapping up through the rising 50-day moving average. While there's no end of day close back below today's intraday support at $55, looking for significant further upside, at least $80 hopefully by the end of this month, and perhaps even by the end of next month up to $140 for Vir Biotechnology. If you want a slightly tighter stop loss, it would be $56.99, which was the top of the initial March gap for the shares. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.